Hello everyone, welcome back to Juillet Magique. Today's article is about Olympics and esports. It is entitled CTS, OTS, Fortnite. In this video, words and expressions are not the only things that I'm going to cover. You would also see facts about Olympics and esports. The title is CTS, OTS, Fortnite. Do not mistake the word Fortnite with Fortius, because originally it should be CTS, OTS, Fortius, which means faster, higher, and stronger. They are the motto words for modern Olympic Games. As in the subtitle, we could see that the author believes the next Olympic Games should feature Fortnite. The word feature here simply means present, and Fortnite is a game released in 2017 by Epic Games. Some fun fact about Olympic Games is that when it originally started in 776 BC, they had singing and poetry competitions.
Contests were held for music, singing, and poetry. You can read about them all yourself in classical literary works.
Can you believe that? But the modern one in 1876 has cancelled all that. Okay, the first paragraph is quite simple. Pay attention to the word adulation. It means excessive admiration. The second paragraph, I think it's worth a reading, so let's go. The Tokyo Olympics, which were supposed to start next month, have been postponed to 2021 thanks to COVID-19. That delay offers a chance for reflection. This is background number one. At least I call it background number one. Number two is that the IOC wants to make the games more popular with young people. So with this regards, the IOC is introducing new events such as skateboarding, surfing, and climbing. After my exhaustive research, these three events are all going to be debuted in Tokyo 2021. Why not go further and let national teams compete at video games? This is the key word, the key sentence for this paragraph. Electronic sports such as Fortnite, described above, are vastly more popular than Olympic. Pay attention to this word. Oddities, it means something peculiar or even eccentric, such as dressage or curling. Dressage is a kind of equestrian game. In fact, they are more popular than most mainstream sports. See international section. I did go to the international section to have a look, but that was too long. Only 28% of British boys aged 16 to 19 watch any traditional live sports. This is quite surprising because, in my opinion, Britain as a country is, I think British people are generally very proud of their football. And every time when there's big matches going on, they would just be really crowded in pubs to have a look at the big games. Anyway, stick in the mud may grumble that esports are not proper sports. Stick in the mud, as I have I tried to illustrate it. If there's a stick in the mud, it doesn't budge. So I think stick in the mud means the people who are unwilling to make any changes, unadventurous, may grumble, being really not grumpy, but unhappy and complaining. Next one, many parents observing their surly teenagers. As you could see from this emoji, surly means grumpy or ill-tempered, sitting on the sofa all day, twiddling their thumbs and shouting, "Quick, pass me the shotgun." Here, twiddling one's thumbs literally means they have nothing to do, they're idling. Next one, the shotgun is quite hilarious because that reminds me of the word shotgun, and then shotgun marriage. This is a kind of marriage which is forced, usually because the bride is pregnant. I think we have an equivalent in Chinese. Next one, there are perhaps There are perhaps only 200 tennis stars in the world who can make a living from playing in tournaments. By contrast, League of Legends, a fantasy game played by teams of 5, supports over 1,000 on good wages. So 200 versus 1,000. That really makes me curious. I really wanted to know how much a professional League of Legends player could earn each year. So I have Googled Uzi and Faker. Well, as an interpreter, I have met them both when they were playing for the Asian Games, but I had no idea how much they earned. So basically, for Faker, he is loaded. He earns about $4.6 million each year. And for Uzi, for some reason, his income has only been updated till 2017, so I don't think there's any competition. New sports have always been unpopular at first. Even King Edward II of England, he tried to ban football. Can you believe that? A king of England is trying to ban the football of England. Weird. In 1314, because he thought boys should be learning archery instead. In 19th century, American churchy types objected to baseball. I think it's really ironic because both football and baseball are like the typical sport for Britain and the United States. Yet, at the beginning, both of them were almost banned. The best esports requires as much skill and dexterity as many conventional sports. So dexterity means skills, but particularly with hands, as I have drawn right here. Next one, let's look at the other side of the article. Critics of esports offer moral objections too. They are addictive. I mean, I thought the same. Prince Harry has called for Fortnite to be banned for this reason, but I think this is too much. You can't ban something simply because it's addictive. They are violent. I mean, yes, they are, but they are just simulated. They're not real. Next one. The Olympics aim to promote peace. Finally, video games are crassly commercial. Crassly means stupidly. Nobody owns basketball. League of Legends is owned by Tencent, a Chinese mega corporation. I mean, even if it's owned by Tencent, so what? I mean, Fortnite is owned by an American company, but no one has said anything about it. Okay, let's move on. None of these arguments is very convincing. The idea that an activity rather than a substance can be addictive is contentious among doctors. Contentious means it's still up for debate, controversial, and the notion that warlike sports have no place in the Olympics is hard to square with history. Square with means to be compatible with. Javelin throwing and wrestling were introduced in 708 BC. Here is a short video clip of javelin throwing and wrestling.
The combined running, jumping, wrestling, javelin throwing, and hurling the discus event known as the pentathlon inspired world-class competition.
Therefore, from the video we could tell that it's not possible to say warlike sports have no place in the Olympics. It's just not true. Next one. The imagery mayhem in Fortnite cannot be compared to the real harm caused by boxing. This is absolutely true. For example, if you hear a sentence when you're playing the game, for example, an enemy has been slayed, that kind of thing, it doesn't mean anything. It's virtual, it's fake, it's simulated. It has a far cry from the truth. But if you're in a boxing competition, you could die if you don't defend yourself well. Next one. Packs of esports fans do not rampage through town centres as soccer or ice hockey fans sometimes do. I remember when Liverpool won, I can't remember the tournament's name, but they've won a major championship. And I remember that day on BBC, literally the whole city is crazy for their winning. And I think that's some sort of rampage. No offense, Liverpool fans. Next one. As for the fact that esports belong to companies, so what? This is an interesting argument because the author has pointed out that the Olympics already generates billions from broadcasting and sponsorship. There's no harm adding a little bit of private sector's role into it. Commercial pressure can make for livelier entertainment. And then companies would vie to create games as exciting to watch as they are to play. This sounds like a recipe for fun. A livelier entertainment and a recipe for fun, that's the best for audiences. Why not let it happen? Next one. They might even stumble across a traditional sport and decide to try it too. That's the perk of introducing a new game. Because, for example, if you introduce a new singer to your whole company, people might get to know your company's other singers simply because they like the new one. Next one. And if the experiment fails, no matter. It means don't worry, it's not a big deal. The IOC could drop it in 2024, as it has previously dropped croquet, tug of war, and solo synchronized swimming. Here I have something to show you. In terms of solo synchronized swimming, usually when we think of synchronized swimming, we think of this. However, the original solo synchronized swimming is like this. I mean, how could you synchronize with yourself? And probably that's the reason why it got cancelled after only 3 shows. And for croquet, it's more funny because allegedly only one person purchased the ticket when it comes to the croquet game in Paris Olympic, and only the French team has signed themselves up to join the game. And that is the only time croquet has appeared on an Olympic battlefield. Okay, that's for the whole article. Let's take a quick look at the summary. I'm going to talk about the structure first. So basically, in the first paragraph, the author introduced Fortnite, and then each part has a key argument. Why not go further and let national teams compete at video games? Next paragraph is about the question whether esports is a proper sports. Next one, esports a new, thus unpopular comment to the sports family. And then paragraph 5 and 6 are my favorite 2 paragraphs because the author has listed out arguments and counter-arguments to make it sound, well, it's like a debate. And then paragraph 7 is both a counter-argument and a conclusion. So basically, this is the structure. And the summary is like this. Fortnite should make its way into the 2021 Tokyo Olympic Games. Parents loathe esports and question its legitimacy as there should be a proper sport. Yet games such as League of Legends are highly competitive and profitable with multiple proven success in viewership. Budget-wise, it costs way less than mainstream sports such as horse riding and sailing. This is so true. Some despise it for its so-called addictive effect, simulated violence, and high degree of commercialization. But the author holds that, firstly, the addiction is still contentious among doctors. Secondly, the violence in games is much gentler than that in boxing or wrestling. Most importantly, here is my favorite part. Olympics have always been living on sponsorship and broadcasting. Thus, there's no harm in bringing more private players in the arena. these are some related links that might be helpful for you. And so much for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!